Do you have goals for your future, but you're afraid to take the next steps? Are you afraid to take risks for fear of failure or even fear of success? You know, it can be very hard to take the next steps in our future. But if we actually have a vision, if we visualize what we want, this can actually be a powerful way to move ourselves out of that stuck energy and out of that fear of even trying. My name is Angela Cleary and I'm a feminine empowerment coach, and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. Today I want to talk about the power of visualization, because our minds are the most powerful things ever. They're amazing, and what we imagine we can actually create for ourselves. So if we start to visualize a future for ourselves, even if we don't yet believe it and we don't yet know how to achieve it, this can actually be a very, very beneficial first step in achieving our goals. We fear the unknown. We fear trying anything new. We fear taking risks because we're afraid of failure, but we're also afraid of success. We tend to follow the crowd. We tend to go down this path of least resistance. We go down this societal path. We choose a life that's easy. We choose a life that's comfortable. And, you know, we choose a life that the other people are walking. We choose that path. We choose the path that other people have walked on before. That path is there. But when we're venturing into a new world, into the unknown, into a more creative life for ourselves, a more exciting, adventurous life for ourselves, the path is usually hidden. We need to create that path. And that's what's scary, is that because we don't know what's ahead, because we're afraid of this unknown, because we can't see in front of us, we're afraid to take the next steps. But the power of visualization is amazing. Do you know what? So if you can feel something in your heart and soul, if you feel that this is your purpose, if you feel that you want more for your life, if you feel like you have a mission on this planet, that you are here to be of service in some way, that you're not here to work that 9-to-5 job, to follow that crowd, then trust it. Trust in that. And then start to visualize, create a vision for what you want. Because, you know, we keep questioning the how. We're like, how can I do this? How is this ever going to happen? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to move forward. Maybe I just won't bother. Maybe I'll stay in my comfort zone. Maybe that's easier. But what we can do is start to imagine. The power of imagination, the power of visualization is amazing. Start to imagine a life. What do you want to create? Because even if you don't yet believe it, even if you think I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy or how am I ever going to achieve this, start with visualization, because daydreaming is actually powerful. You know, and like I remember back a few years ago, like, you know, I used to do a lot of different jobs. I was a cleaner. I was working in restaurants. I worked in food industries. I worked in factories. I became a supervisor then in a meat factory. And, you know, this is what I thought I wanted. You know what I mean? Like the climb the ladder, climb the corporate ladder, become a supervisor, then become a manager. This was my dream. And it was only after, like, my boss was narcissistic, so I ended up having to leave that supervisor role. And I actually did love it. I loved the people I worked with, and, you know, I loved the sense of fulfillment I got. But it was only after I had to leave that job that I realised how stressful it was and how much it was actually really not beneficial for my mind or my health. I was so stressed out. Like, you know, I'd go home at the weekends and all I'd be thinking about was working, what I need to do for the week after. You know, and I see that with other managers as well. You think becoming a manager is the be all and end all, but you end up getting fuck all extra money and you end up working nearly 7 days a week. So you end up having less time for yourself, you end up more stressed, and you end up with less, not even a lot to show for it financially. And that's the thing, we think this is what we want. This is what we want to build. And, like, you know, it took for the breakdown of that job for me to start realizing that, you know, I was destined for better. I was destined for more. And then I realized that I could actually have a job I enjoyed. And this is when I first became a DJ as well. Like, you know, I remember watching my favorite DJ and feeling the music, feeling how he made me feel. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be great to be a DJ? Wouldn't it be great to make people feel like that? And because I'd learned the law of attraction, I was like, hold on now, I'm going to change my words here a minute. And I'm going to be like, I will be a DJ. And I started to visualize myself being a DJ. I started visualizing myself behind the decks, behind a laptop, creating that music, creating those playlists for people, creating that energy for people. And at the time, I didn't even have a laptop. You know what I mean? I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't, you know, when it came to money and stuff, like I had a different, you know, I spent unwisely. I used to go out with weekends. I drank an awful lot, you know, and I smoked weed and stuff. So most of my money was going on shit things like drinking and smoking. I used to smoke cigarettes as well. So that's where most of my money went. So I had a very, you know, like I had no idea how I'd be able to afford a laptop or afford any of these things. Because, as I said, my priorities were partying, like. But things all fell into place once I started visualizing. And that's just the beauty of it. Because I remember even getting the laptop and getting the decks, and I ended up getting a table and everything. And I was like, Jesus, I need speakers now. That's the next thing I need speakers so I can start. You know, and I was just visualizing this. And then a really good friend, you know, brought me a speaker worth about 400 quid, like, just as a present. And I'm like, what the fuck? Magic is real. And this is all because I just visualized it. And the same thing happened when I discovered that I wanted to be a life coach. I never even dawned on me to be a life coach. Don't get me wrong. When I was a teenager, I was into psychology because I was trying to figure out my own mind, and I wanted to be a psychiatrist. But there was no money for me to go to college, so that changed. But like in May 2023, when I watched a live event with Matthew McConaughey and Dean Graziosi and a few other speakers, you know, I'd relapsed and I'd gone back into a codependent world. So I didn't know what my goals were. So I like, you know, the DJ thing started kind of to fall away a little bit because I'd lost a lot of confidence. So watching this, I was like, you know, and I've been questioning for a long time, what was my purpose? I'd become so ill, I suppose, emotionally and mentally, that I lost passions for my future. And I was afraid to, I didn't know what I wanted. I actually didn't know what I wanted anymore. And I felt like I didn't have any passions for anything. And then watching these speakers, one especially Trent Shelton, I could feel his passion when he was speaking, and I could feel the energy in his body. And I was like, oh my God, like that's the way I get. Like I speak to a friend on the phone maybe once a month or that, and we could be speaking for an hour or two, and I'd be fucking sweating talking to him. I'd getting so passionate about spirituality, about talking about narcissistic behavior, all that kind of stuff. Do you know? And then I realized that's passion. That is passion. And like, you know, me and my friend would have real intense conversations, and I was like, that's passion. But watching Trent Shelton made me realize that I had that. And I was like, oh, this lit a spark in me. And I was like, maybe I could do this. And, you know, like, I remember, like, watching him. And at the time, I was so unwell that I was like, there's no way how am I going to build my confidence again? How am I ever going to be able to speak in front of a camera? How am I ever going to get my confidence and my courage back to do this? You know, and I've always wanted to help others. And I'd already been helping a couple of girls with their own transition from narcissistic relationships into healthy relationships. So I was like, maybe this is something I can do. Maybe I can use my narcissistic history to help other women. So, you know, this lit a spark in me. But as I said, I was after having to walk away from family members. My mental and physical health was after deteriorating. So I had like, you know, I had no real idea of how this could happen. So what I decided was, I'm going to do the intense healing. I'm going to make sure I heal myself and build my confidence and take baby steps every day. But I had to start visualizing it as if it was already mine. And like, you know, I did a few courses as well around life coaching. And doing these courses, they were like, you're going to have to share content. And I was like, I can't talk. I can't go on camera. I cannot do this. You know, and this is something I couldn't even visualize. I visualized being a speaker, but I had such a fear of going on camera. But because I visualized being a speaker, because I visualized using my voice, because I lost my voice so much, you know, and to go on camera was one of the biggest fears I ever had. But I imagined it. And that's what they showed me in these courses as well, is visualize what you want. And, you know, and this scared me because I was like, I was in such a bad place that I was like, how am I going to ever achieve this? How am I ever going to gain the confidence again to be able to help other people? And that's something I've always wanted to do and always enjoyed doing, was helping other people. So to discover this was my life purpose was actually really beautiful. But because I was in such a bad place, I was like, how is this ever going to happen? And during the courses as well, they were like, forget the how. What is most important here? The outcome. The most important thing for me to become a coach was the people I was going to help. I had to get out of my own way. And how did I do this? I started to visualize. I started to visualize what it would be like to be a coach. I started to visualize what it would be like to be a speaker. And what it would be like. Actually, I was so scared of the camera, I couldn't even visualize that. You know what I mean? But I visualized being a speaker. I visualized helping other people. I visualized coaching. And it was because of actually stuff that, like, you know, and it was only because I was texting a friend and helping them out, and they were like, Jesus, you're replying with emails here, like, you know, because my messages, replies would be so long because I have so much to say. And that clicked in me. I was like, oh my God, I have so much to say. So that's why I was like, I'm going to share content through typing. And that's grand. I'll get over that, you know, I'll build my confidence that way. And, you know, it was just random how I decided to go on camera. But because of my visualizations of the outcome of helping people, because of my visualizations of becoming a speaker, I ended up creating this reality for myself. You know, and that's the beauty of it. Daydreaming, the power of your imagination, can create the life you want. So if you're in a low vibration space and that you're transitioning from that old world, creating a new version of yourself, and you don't know how you're going to move forward, visualize. And that's the thing what I decided to do as well, was take baby steps along my healing journey towards my goals. So with the power of visualization, take the minuscule steps every day. And I used to break up every baby step into milli steps. So, you know, just not to overwhelm, because I was doing such intense healing at the same time. I broke every baby step up into milli steps. And I made sure that I took a milli step every single day towards my goals, no matter how hard it was. But also visualizing the outcome. And, you know, and that's the beauty of it, the beauty of our imagination. If you don't know, like, that's the thing, when we're going on to this new path, this path of the unknown, as I said, we cannot see a way forward. We don't know how. But we can actually visualize what the path will look like. We can visualize what we would like to see. And this is great. Even if you don't believe it, or if you don't feel confident enough right now to achieve anything, you visualizing it will create that path forward for you. And that's the thing, like, you can imagine what the path will look like. And when you imagine and then take the baby steps forward every day, the path is then created for you. So that is the beauty of it. The beauty of your imagination, the beauty of creating your reality. So, you know, envision. What do you want for yourself? Stop thinking about the hows. Stop wondering how you're going to get there. Stop thinking about how hard it's going to be to get there. And just act as if you already have it. You get me? Like, visualize it as if it's already real. You know, and this is scary, especially when you're in such low vibrational energy and you're like, oh my God, this could be overwhelming. But don't be, like, that's the thing. We get scared because we're trying to figure out the how. We're trying to figure out the next steps. So stop even thinking about the next steps for now. Start with visualizing the outcome. Don't think about how you're going to get there. Forget that. Forget the path for a minute. and think of the destination, right? Believe in this destination. What do you want to achieve for yourself? What do you envision doing for your future? What do you envision doing for your life purpose? What is your mission on this planet? How can you be of service to others? How can you help other people? If this lights a fire in your soul and brings passion to your heart, the how doesn't matter. Because if it's your life purpose and your goal, the universe is going to have your back anyway. So you don't have to do it on your own. They're going to help and every step of the way, and they're going to open doors of opportunity if you just set the intention. And that's the beauty of it. If you just set the intention, the universe will open up the doors. But when you start to take the baby steps, the universe massively brings opportunities into your life. But before you, as I said, even think about the first step, think about what you want. Think about how fulfilled you will feel when you get to that desired outcome. Picture yourself as that high vibrational person living their true mission, their true purpose on this planet. Because when you visualize that, this is what brings it into your reality. This is how you attract it into your reality. So, because when we live in fear and are like, how do I get here? Or how do I do this? How do I do that? This keeps us stuck. This keeps us actually restricted. And this keeps us from moving forward. You know, like the only way out of fear is through it. But the only way like to stop fearing really, or to get through that fear, is to visualize what's at the end of it. Get that excitement into you. And that's the beauty of it. Like, you know, to feel it. Feel it as if it's already yours. Feel it as if you're doing it already. You know, and that can be scary, but it can be so beautiful. And there's such power in that. There is such power in feeling as if it's already yours. Because the beauty of our bodies, our minds, our souls, is like if you imagine doing something, your body will actually think it's doing it. So like if you actually go into a meditative state and imagine yourself exercising or imagine yourself running a marathon, your body will actually create that. So you know, it will actually, you know, feel like you actually did that. So, you know, when you actually visualize, your body, your mind will think it's actually already happening. So when you act as if it already is yours, this will bring it in quicker. So the steps towards that will become easy. Do you know, and there'll be less fear and less restrictions. So use the power of that. Use the power of your imagination. Use the power of visualization to get yourself ahead in life. You know, believe you can, and you're halfway there. And that's the simple thing. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. And if you believe in yourself, anything is possible. So use your mind to create that vision for yourself. Create that reality for yourself. Create those goals as if you've already achieved them in your mind. And then the path towards that goal will actually be so much easier than you could ever imagine. And that's it. All you have to do is daydream. Get excited. Act as if it's already yours. Visualize it as if it's already happened. And then it would come into your life like that. And the way you get there then will be actually effortless. So believe it. Just believe it. Believe it in your mind. Visualize it in your mind as if it's already yours. And I promise you, you will get there a lot quicker. And the hows will become... The hows won't even matter because the universe will fix that part for you. So create your reality. Create your future. Create this new version of yourself and create this mission, this purpose for yourself by using the power of your imagination and using the power of visualization. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help in your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I would love nothing more than to help you on your path. Thanks again. Bye-bye.